Okay, we've looked at how to find probability, so now let's look at what likelihood means. When you watch the news again and the weatherman says there's a 10% chance of rain, you don't even think twice about it. But if the weatherman said there's a 95% chance of heavy snow, you're thinking snow day. So again, it's basically falls between 0% and 100%. You can see that, 0 and 100. And remember, we can write it as decimals where 0% is 0 and 100% is 1. So when we write it as a decimal, it falls between 0 and 1. Okay? So probability is, let me just finish writing this here. I could have just said it, but probability is a number between 0 and 1 that represents the likelihood of an event happening, occurring. How likely is it to happen? Okay, so examples of impossible. Next week there will be 8 days. No, that's impossible. That will not happen. And I suppose I should write week instead of wook. Unlikely, winning the lottery. Okay, it could happen. Chances are it won't. Okay, the perfect example of as likely as not, 50-50, flipping a coin. It could land on heads, it could land on tails. Something that's likely to happen, you'll wear shorts in the summer. And something that's certain that is going to happen, you will go to school at some point during a school year. So these are things, coin, likely, what did I say for that? Shorts in the summer, and go to school on a school day. At some point during the year. I know sometimes you miss a day, but again, you can see it falls between 0 and 1. So now let's see how this works, okay? We're going to find the probability of each type of gumball, and then we're going to see how likely it is that we're going to get the gumball that we're looking for. Or how likely it is that we can get any one of these blue, red, or green ones. Okay, so there's 20 total gumballs, and remember, probability is what's the probability of getting what you're looking for over the total number of possible chances. Okay, so there's 20 gumballs and there are 15 blue. Okay, so 15 blue, so that is 3 out of 4, 75%, or 0.75. It's pretty close to 1, more than halfway, so the likelihood of this is likely. There's a very good chance that if you went in for one of these gumballs, you're coming away with a blue one. Okay, what about the red ones? Let's take a look. Okay, 5 out of 20. That's 1 out of 4. 25%, or 0.25. And you can see that the probability of getting one and the probability of not getting the other one, or not getting that one, will add up to 100%, or 1. Now this is less than half. Okay, 25% is between 0 and a half, 50%. So this is unlikely. You could still get one, but the chances are not as good as getting one of the blue ones. What about the green? There are no green. 0 out of 20. 0 out of 20 equals 0. 0%. This isn't happening. It's impossible. Okay, there's no way in the world you're getting a green gumball when there aren't any green gumballs. Okay, let's look at a few more examples. This time we're going to be rolling a dice. We all know that there's 6 sides on a dice. So let's take a look at the first one. Rolling an even number is certain. Well, no, because 1, 3, and 5 are odd numbers. So that is false. How many even numbers are there? 3. 3 out of 6 is 1/2, 0.5, or 50%. So this is as likely as not, or I'll write 50-50 in there. That means as likely as not. Chances are the same that it could or could not happen. Okay, next one. Rolling a number greater than 0 is likely. Well, is there a 0 on the dice? No. Every single number on the dice is 0, or I'm sorry, larger than 0, so the chances of that happening are 6 out of 6. Is it likely? No, it's actually certain. 100%. 6 out of 6 equals 1. Remember, when we get to 1, that's certain. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Rolling a factor of 6 is as likely as not. Okay. How many factors of 6 are there on a dice? 1 goes into 6, 2 goes into 6, 3 goes into 6, 4 and 5 don't, but 6 goes into 6. So that's 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 is 2 out of 3, or 0.67. 67%, that's higher than 50. So is it as likely as not? Likely as not means a 50-50 chance. No, this means likely. Okay, higher than 50% chance means there's a real good chance it's going to happen. Okay, next one, it says rolling a number equal or less than 6 is certain. Okay, equal to 6, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so equal or less, 6 out of 6. This is true. It's definitely going to happen that you're going to roll a number that's 6 or less. And a number higher than 6 is unlikely. Well, it's not unlikely. It's impossible. Why? There is no number on a dice that's higher than 6, so this is impossible. Okay? Okay, and then let's look at the color wheel one more time. Landing on a color other than indigo is likely. Remember, there's 8 total possible outcomes on here. Landing on a color other than indigo. So in other words, probability of not getting indigo is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 out of 8. I mean, that's almost a 1. It's definitely more than 50%. That's true. Landing on yellow is impossible. Well, no, landing on yellow is possible. It's 1 out of 8, so it's unlikely, but it definitely could happen, so it's not impossible. That's false. Landing on blue is unlikely. How many blues do we have on there? Let's take a look. So we have 1, 2. So that's 2 out of 8, 1 out of 4, which is 0.25 or 25%. That's less than 50%, isn't it? So it's possible, but unlikely. That's true. And then finally, let's take a look at this one. Landing on purple is unlikely. Do you see a purple on there? I don't. So even though there's 8 possible colors, purple is not one of them. So that's false. It's not unlikely. It's impossible. There's a 0% chance of that happening. So again, remember, as far as likelihood, if it's a 0% chance of it not happening, it's impossible. Impossible means there is no way that can possibly happen. If it falls between 0 and 50%, less than 50%, it's unlikely. 50% means that the chances of it happening and not happening are even, and that's usually said as likely as not. If it's higher than 50% but less than 100%, so higher than 0.5 or less than 1, it's likely, and if it's 1 or 100%, it's certain it will definitely happen. And that is it about likelihood, okay?